Hi guys, welcome to my channel and to this video. In today's video, I am going to be attempting to make a costume so I can dress up as my current Dungeons and Dragons character, a bard, half-elven named Talia Shimmersong. Now, even if you're not interested in D&D, you may still enjoy this video and you may find it entertaining and useful. It's also not common to dress up as your D&D character. It's just something I'm choosing to do for a bit of fun and to get creative. So I placed an order from Shein, which is a shop I think should probably be called Shine just because it sounds nicer, but I've seen enough YouTube adverts for it to know that it's pronounced Shein. So not everything has arrived. There is one item on order which I bought yesterday. Talia's colour palette is pink and gold. So the first thing I have is this pink satin balloon sleeve wraparound top, which you will see. I'm not going to put it on properly. It's a bit gapey in the chest for me. Now, I'm not going to send it back because it's what I want, and I've actually ordered leather armour to go underneath it. Basically, it's a gold bustier, which does look quite like leather armour, but yeah, without anything underneath it. I have to be very careful how I'm moving it because it is a bit gappy. So I also have some trims and embellishments on order from eBay. Some have arrived, some have not, and I will be decorating this top so that it fits with the gold and pink theme, because obviously at the moment it's just pink. For the bottom half, I also have pink satin trousers. The colours are not quite the same, but they're close enough. Now, these trousers are not exactly the style that I wanted. I would have liked them to have like the harem style bottom rather than wide leg, but these were cheap and, you know, I could gather the hems, but that may be giving myself more work than it's worth. I will add, these are not items of clothing I would wear in real life. They are for costume, so no offence if this is the kind of thing that you would wear. A gold scarf tied around her waist, from which are hanging coloured scarves. Now, I would have liked more coloured scarves, but I just went with two because I need to be sensible about the cost, and this is just for dressing up in a costume. It's not worth spending a fortune on it. I'm probably not going to be doing anything to the scarves, but I will be doing things to the trousers and top. I'm lucky in that the trousers do not drag on the floor. I'm 5'3½", so standard leg lengths can be a bit iffy for me, but luckily these ones are okay. I am going to be sewing on my applique and trim rather than hot gluing. I do have a hot glue gun and I could do that, but sewing, in my opinion, gives a better and more lasting finish. However, I'm a complete beginner. I can sew on a button and I can sew up a hole, but I've never used a sewing machine in my life and I've only hemmed once. So if you are somebody who is more experienced as a seamstress than me, then please bear this in mind, because the work that I do it's probably not going to be a great standard. But I've got to practice. That's the only way I'm going to learn. So I'll be doing this over a number of days, possibly weeks, depending how long it takes for things to arrive. And I'll just be taking you along on the process. I also have a wig, contacts. I've got the elven ears because half elves also have pointy ears like wood elves, which my last character Shade was. Still have Shade, but not currently playing her, but I will hopefully play her again in the future. But for now, I better get a needle and thread out and get to work. It's worth mentioning that I get to choose everything about how my character looks. There are certain height and age and skin colour kind of guidelines depending on what characters you pick in Dungeons and Dragons. But as far as the clothes your character is wearing, you get to choose them. So this outfit is one that I got to create in my head. And one thing I will say is that if you Google D&D female bard drawing, you get some absolutely gorgeous artwork of women in these beautiful but completely impractical outfits. I just think you couldn't fight in a dress like that. You would faceplant. So I do tend to think a bit more practically when it comes to designing my characters' outfits, which I think is quite amusing because it's really not something you need to take into consideration. But even my last character, Shade, wore her hair in a plait because having long hair loose, it's not going to be good. But Talia's hair is loose, mainly because I'm not going to try and plait a wig. No, just no. So I have these embellishments from eBay, which are the first I'm going to want to attach to the costume, one on the top and one somewhere on the trousers. That's how one of them looks. Honestly, guys, the things I've had to do to get this camera angle set up. You're currently on the iPad, in the iPad stand, standing on my laundry basket. So initially I wanted to put this on the left side, but because it crosses over like that, I'm going to have to put it, I think, on the right. And I think I'm going to put it about there. Just check. I think I prefer it that way around. Doesn't make a huge difference. So I'm just going to pin it with my berry pins carefully. This is actually going to be a nightmare to sew on. It's so fiddly. Don't half like to make life difficult for myself. I think though, with this being the kind of satin type material, which is probably polyester, that if I used glue on it, it'd probably go a bit funny. I'm actually just going to leave it at 3 pins because I'm going to just try it on and check that I like where it's sitting. And if I put too many pins in it, I'm just going to stab myself. I've pinned onto the trousers the second applique and I'm going to get that sewn on. That's the applique sewn on and I'm pretty happy with it. So I'm now going to attempt to elasticate the hem to give them the harem trouser finish that I would like. Now, these are already hemmed, which is excellent. It makes the job a lot easier. Feel free to say and think that this is absolutely hideous because it's not something Caz would wear. But it's not for Caz, it's for Talia. So as you can see at the moment, one leg is elasticated and gathered, the other leg is not. I didn't film myself doing the first one because I wasn't quite sure how I was going to do it, but I ended up unpicking part of the hem and threading the elastic through rather than creating a new hem. Even though they are a little bit on the long side for me, it's a costume. So I will film myself on time-lapse doing this leg. I'm actually really proud of myself that I've managed to do something I've never even attempted before successfully. Let's just hope that I manage as well with the other leg. These turquoise flower applique came today, and I'm going to stitch one onto the top and one onto a piece of ribbon so that I can tie it on to the gold scarf, which I'll be using as a belt. I don't want to sew it onto the scarf, partly because it would be really difficult with the material the scarf is made from, but also it would make it pretty difficult to use the scarf for any other purpose. There is an absolute racket going on here at the moment because there was scaffolding put up to clean out the guttering of the block of flats that I live in. It's been up for about 3 weeks and I've only seen men on it twice, once when they were putting it up and then today when they're taking it down. So unfortunately there is a lot of crashing and banging and thumping, and that's what's going on at the moment. But hopefully by the time I'm ready to film more of me talking to you guys, it will be finished because they have been at it for about an hour now. So anyway, it is time to meet Talia. I'm not going too heavy on the eye makeup because the costume is quite loud, as you've seen with the hot pinks. And also, I mean, she is an adventurer, so she's not really going to have time to put a ton of makeup on her face. I haven't bothered with foundation or anything like that because I never do, even though I probably should, but I think my skin is actually all right. I'm just going to put some concealer on some spots that I've got. I'm also going to be putting in coloured contacts, and I want that to be kind of the focal point rather than the eyeshadow. Please do not look to me for tips on how to put on makeup or anything like that. You can probably tell by now I really don't know what I'm doing, and I'm just sticking stuff on my face. So yeah. Banging and clattering, still going strong. I have moved locations because it wasn't a great angle for filming, but trying to fit the iPad and my makeup mirror and everything on the surface was a bit of a juggling act. So I haven't finished my makeup. I've got mascara to do and eyeliner and lipstick, but I'm going to do the contacts because if my eyes water, which they probably will, then I'm probably just going to wreck any makeup that I've done under my eye. So yeah. And obviously I've got the costume and the wig to go. I'm not going to film myself putting in my contacts. I know some people are funny about eyes. So the next time you see me, I will probably be fully dressed as Talia. Here we have the full outfit. The wig isn't quite the way that I wanted it to be because this fringe bit is very annoying, but you know, not too bad for a first time effort. Not sure what to do now that I'm dressed like this. Talia Shimmersong, half-elven bard, native of the Feywild. A cascade of pink, blue and purple hair frames a face with a classic English rose complexion and striking aqua eyes flecked with gold. Slender and fine-featured in a pink and gold shirt and harem pants, colourful scarves tied round the waist and brown, low-heeled boots. A dark cloak covers this ensemble when needed, leather armour artfully disguised by the fabrics. A lute is slung over one shoulder, along with a backpack. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you'll come back for the next one. Bye.